So anytime I'm insisting on you fixing the gut and you protecting the liver, you think I'm joking. You think, oh, you know what? Maybe protecting the liver is for people who have diabetes or people who have heart problems. It's not for us who have jaundice. It's not for my child who has jaundice. Yeah, so you can feed your child with soda, the fruits, the honey, because honey cures cough, right? How many of you know honey cures cough? How many of you know sugar causes cough? And then how many of you know cough is actually cured by honey? So you take honey when you have a cough and boom, your cough disappears. Now, the types of jaundice. Somebody mentioned physiological jaundice. That is the major type of jaundice. This one is common in newborn babies and premature babies. And the reason for this is basically an immature liver. So that guy asked me a question about the difference between physiological jaundice and surgical jaundice. You see, surgical jaundice, the word is surgical. You underwent a surgery that actually got botched, so you had these botched surgeries, and the complication of the surgery blocked your tubes that are, and now you're unable to excrete excess bilirubin. Now you ended up getting the jaundice. But the physiological one, you just have a problem with the liver, or a child has this immature liver that is unable to metabolize bilirubin, and they end up suffering from that. So this one, the physiological one, resolves on its own. Okay, so when it resolves on its own, 2 weeks or a week about so, it is gone. Sometimes if it prolongs, you have to expose them to the sun, so that the sun, or phototherapy, so that the light helps them to break down this. Okay, and if it persists, now we can bring in drugs that actually wake up the liver. There are drugs like phenobarbital or even phenytoin. The drugs that are used for epilepsy that can actually activate the liver and activate the enzyme system called the CYP450. Number 2, apart from the physiological jaundice, we have the pathological jaundice. When you hear the word pathology, just know it means diseases and problems. So if you have a liver problem, you have a kidney problem, you have a metabolism problem through the liver, and you have this blockage of these ducts, that is what we call pathological jaundice. If you have anemia, there must be an underlying cause. That is pathological jaundice. The other one is physiological, very normal. Even on the pathological jaundice, we also have the genetics. We say the Gilbert syndrome. Did you hear that? Yes, we say that. So now you already know. And then the last one, of course, is prolonged jaundice. Prolonged jaundice is not a type of jaundice. It's just basically the two, and they are now prolonged. So what do? You need medical intervention. So that could be a liver disease, treat the liver disease. If it is an underlying cause, treat the underlying cause. If it's excessive metabolism, treat that. If it's a breakdown of the red blood cells that is abnormal, find the cause and treat that. Possibly it could be a tumor or cancer. If it's anemia, treat anemia. It's that simple. So jaundice is not as complicated as you people think it is. It's not. Because there must be an underlying cause. Okay? Yeah, there must be an underlying cause. Anyway, for the treatment part, I would like you to see this. When you're treating jaundice, you're actually treating underlying cause as number 1. And then number 2, you can now introduce phototherapy for children. You can now introduce medication like the anticonvulsants that activate the liver. You see, even if you're introducing the medication, you're actually introducing medication to treat the underlying cause. And of course, the end of it all has to be the surgery to actually unblock the tubes that have been blocked, so that we drain the bilirubin into the small intestines. And then of course, fix the gut. Drop the inflammatory foods. And talking of that, for people who have children who suffer constant tonsillitis, have you noticed that the ENT surgeon removes the tonsils and then gives this child very cold ice cream? I mean, let's go back. You have jaundice, which is a problem of sugars. And then you end up, not jaundice, you have a problem with the tonsillitis. So you inflame tonsils because of low immunity, and that is sugar problem. And then your doctor removes those tonsils from your child, which is mutilation. Once you remove them, then they give them ice cream. Does somebody know why? Your children are given ice cream after tonsillectomy. That way. Some of us will be whipped so bad in heaven, if there's a heaven for that matter. We will get there, and we will be whipped so bad. Yeah. It's supposed to heal the wound since it burns like fire. Yeah, they've chopped off these wounds and the wounds are burning like fire. Now we have to cool it with using ice cream. Ay, daktari. And then you guys call them doc, doc. My ENT, my doc. Sour your doc. Good, let me see if there's a question here I can answer and we proceed. My doc. Was told it's for rubbing or it's for numbing the pain. Numbing the pain. Ay. Kwani hata paracetamol imekataa mpaka tutumie tu ice cream. So sugar numbs pain. But it's true also because I know sugar plays different roles, okay? Sugar is a coolant. Tea with sugar. You can drink that tea so fast. But take tea without sugar. Yo chai boy. That is one. Two, of course, if you're taking something and of course at numbing pain, what is the end result anyway? So sugar has very many roles in the system, but this one for numbing pain, acha nitumie paracetamol basi. There are people out there who are totally looking for this information. My child has jaundice, what do I do? Information is not there. Okay, and if it's there, it's the wrong information. So you can share this live to them, you can actually like the live and actually make sure they get this information. Okay, doc, my husband was diagnosed with jaundice when he was born. My son had jaundice and my daughter had it too. Is there any connection, and is it and if so, could my third baby have it if I decide to get pregnant? The reality is, if you're feeding the diseases and if you're feeding the genes, it will be there. It is not going anywhere. I can assure you that. Okay, so don't blame the genes, because genes play a 2% role and genes play a 0 point something role in jaundice. You've seen the causes of jaundice and the predisposing factors to jaundice. Are they not controllable? Are they not controllable? And if you find if you get jaundice or you get a diagnosis of jaundice, doesn't mean it's the end of the world. No. So even if your third born will end up getting jaundice, it is still controllable and manageable. Simply take this child to the sun and massage them, let them get the exposure to the light, and start eating healthy. I always tell women, before you get pregnant, start eating healthy. Do not wait until you have now this pregnancy and the complications are coming in. That's the time you start looking for me to actually help you get the diet plan for pregnancies. And I've done diet plans for pregnancies here. Okay? So start eating healthy before you get that pregnancy. And Queen Nelly, I'll tell you this for free. If your husband had it, and your firstborn had it, your secondborn had it, of course, there are slight chances your thirdborn will have it. But if you fix the kitchen and if you fix the lifestyle, we are good to go. You don't have to worry about these things. And even if they come, you know how to handle them. Okay? Yeah. So they are not a threat. Jaundice is not a threat until you leave it to actually prolong. That becomes a serious problem. And if jaundice is prolonging, basically means there's an underlying cause, which mostly has to be the liver problem. And you've seen how many children have pot bellies. You've seen how many children have insulin resistance. You've seen how many children with who are actually coming in with metabolic disorders as a result of a fatty liver. So if you're constantly feeding your children with sugar, with wheat, with seed oils, with the sweets, the cakes, the snacks, you're a modern parent who is always in and out of KFC, soda, energy drinks, and this crappy food, the breakfast cereals, the pasteurized milk, you're going to give them a fatty liver. Some of your children, they take one slice of bread, they apply another slice of margarine, and then they add on another slice of, what's it called, jam. And then they apply honey, and now they have 2 slices of bread, but it looks like a full bread. And now they're eating it and then belching to school. They get into that car, the wheat has actually affected them. They are so sleepy and drowsy. Even in class, they don't grasp anything because of what we are feeding them. So change the lives of your children. Change your life first, because children learn by observation and imitation. Change your life first, and then after that, you can actually now influence your children into it. So yes, there is nothing like genetics. We only eat things that activate genes that cause diseases. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Have at least fixed my kitchen. Well done. Keep fixing that kitchen, and by the time you're getting pregnant, make sure you're in good weight. Okay, way below 70 kgs. That is one. Make sure you're not, you don't have insulin resistance in terms of this double neck or these layers in your neck. in terms of getting angry when food is delayed, in terms of stint tags. Make sure you're off any contraceptive methods. Make sure you're off these supplements. You're just eating healthy foods, no products, eating foods, rehydrating adequately, enjoying the sun, exercising, and now eating very good foods and fasting. So you're in good shape, okay? Doctor, is there connection blood group O and jaundice? None. Not allow them to lie to you. There's none. Do you realize that jaundice was a very rare condition? It was a very rare condition back then. Okay, so don't stop making it to be a huge deal. It's not.